Number 5. A disturbing moment caught in prison depicts deputies observing Andrew Holland, a schizophrenic man who was discovered naked and restrained in a chair for 46 hours, lying on the ground until his eventual death. Officers in riot gear rushed into the cell after witnessing him trying to harm himself, placing him in a plastic restraint chair where he remained for nearly 2 days, with deputies and medical staff rotating his limbs and providing sustenance. Later, he was relocated in another cell, lying naked on the tile floor with only a blanket. Watch how disturbing this is. Deputies are watching from outside, but they are not coming to help this poor inmate while he struggles to breathe and eventually loses his senses. They knew he was writhing in pain, but maybe it's their purpose. God knows. At last, deputies and paramedics remembered their job and entered the cell to bring his lifeless body to life. A medical examiner concluded Holland's death. It was due to an intrapulmonary embolism, a blood clot that traveled from his leg to his lungs, cutting off oxygen flow. But no one told his family what the real cause of his death was. He died because of the law enforcement cruelty. But what if someone is beaten to death in prison? Number 4. Adam Cargis. The security footage captured in Elgin Middlesex Detention Center in London, Ontario, revealed the horrifying events that led to the death of Andrew Cargis at the hands of Anthony George. The video, recorded on October 25th and October 31st, 2013. George physically assaulted Cargis multiple times. Watch how he gets choked out by his cellie at least 3 times in front of a camera. See how shocking this is? The guard just walked in, standing there, and doing nothing. Isn't that strange? The most disturbing part of the footage is when the guard didn't just walk by but locked Adam with his killer inside the cage, where his life is about to end. George viciously attacked Adam inside their cell, beating him to death while his face was pressed against the glass window. The brutality lasted for an hour, but no guards intervened, even though it was all captured on camera. The following morning, George was seen seeking help from other inmates to clean up the crime scene, wrap Adam's body in a bedsheet, and drag it to the shower area. It wasn't until 10 a.m. on November 1st that guards discovered Adam's lifeless body and called for medical assistance, but it was too late. A post-mortem examination revealed that Adam died from blunt force trauma to his head, neck, and face. With his face so badly beaten, they had to be identified by his tattoos. George claimed to have been intoxicated at the time of the murder from drinking fermented fruit liquid and smoking PCP-laced cigarettes. Number 3. Jed Hawk Myers. Jed Hawk Myers, an inmate at Yamhill County Jail, endured over 5 hours of excruciating pain in his cell without receiving any assistance, despite repeatedly pressing the intercom button for help and urinating blood in the toilet. He was brutally assaulted by 2 inmates. Someone used the cell intercom to call for help, and the deputies arrived. As you can see, he is being taken to the medical cell, where he gets his first checkup by a medical technician. But after that, no nurse, doctor, deputy, or any other personnel monitoring the medical cell from a surveillance control room returned to check on the individual until he tragically collapsed beside his bed. Seemingly ceasing to breathe. Do you notice a pattern here? The cops and deputies leave the prisoners in their suffering and never return. Quite convenient. His head was slumped down and he remained motionless thereafter. Myers, age 34, passed away in solitude around 1 a.m. on May 28, 2015, the very day he was supposed to be released from custody due to a probation and post-prison supervision violation. That is what makes this event so chilling. His release from prison came in the form of the freedom that only death provides. The state medical examiner's report revealed that Myers had suffered severe injuries, including a lacerated left kidney, traumatic brain injury, broken rib, right clavicle fracture, and extensive bruising on his head and body. It was noted that he was internally bleeding, with blood visibly in his urine, which was evident in the stainless steel toilet within the jail. It's like they let him die in his misery. These guards and officers intentionally tortured the inmates, which you can also see in the next disturbing clip. Number 2. Pepper spray attack. In a Brazilian prison, a shocking video captured by a CCTV camera shows a group of 60 inmates lined up in a brace position, wearing nothing but their underwear. The scene quickly escalates as guards single out one inmate who was innocently walking with another prisoner and mercilessly pepper spray him without any apparent reason. As the inmates obediently abide by their positions, the prison guards start indiscriminately firing pepper spray at the defenseless group. The chaotic and distressing scene unfolds as the inmates struggle to shield themselves from the painful effects of the pepper spray, highlighting the harsh and inhumane conditions within the prison walls. The guards also pull out an inmate to assault him more cruelly. Before getting to our last clip, be sure to subscribe if you are enjoying the video and want to see more like this one. Number 1. Troy Kell. At the age of 18, Troy Michael Kell was given a life sentence for the murder of James Cotton Kelly, who was 21 years old at the time. This particular murder became known as a show and tell murder. Kell was later transferred from Nevada to the Utah State Prison in Gunnison. On July 6, 1994, he brutally stabbed inmate Lonnie Blackman to death, an act that was captured on the prison CCTV camera. In the video, another inmate named Eric Daniels can be seen holding Blackman down while Kell, who was 26 years old at the time, stabbed him a shocking 67 times using a homemade knife. Black, who was serving a sentence for robbery and theft, had been transferred to Utah's prison from Arkansas. Kell, a white supremacist, shouted "white power" as he wiped the blood of the African-American victim off his hands, while other inmates cheered him on. Kell went to the extreme of stabbing Blackman 9 times in the eyes, a cruel tactic aimed at inflicting the most excruciating pain possible. According to an assistant Utah attorney, evidence in Kell's case includes testimony from a guard whom he had threatened, stating he had nothing to lose by acting out in prison since he was already serving 2 life sentences in a Nevada case. In 1996, a San Pete County jury convicted Kell of capital murder and sentenced him to death for Blackman's murder. However, due to a series of appeals, he remains alive on death row. These disturbing prison moments, caught on camera, can surely send shivers down your spine. But there are far more terrifying moments caught on camera. Want to see? Then check out this other video from our channel.